Hey guys, I'm back again. I'm literally I just finished the gaming session for today with about 47 minutes left on my boost. I literally finally cleared every single base, at least PvP base, from my map. The only base that's left down here is my friend Danger, again from the Pretenders. It's the second time I spawn him. I'm just gonna leave him, let him sit in there because I know he's pushing, and as part of our teamwork collaboration, I'm just gonna let him sit there. 1375. He's really climbing fast, and hopefully I can bring you some of his replays because this is one player who can use Rawdikinem and destroy any base you can think of. Any base, any layout, any boost. You should see some of his replays because they're just out of this world. If he has enough power powder and financial funds, he can actually be global #1. I really do think so. You should see his Rawdikinem attacks. They're ridiculous. Me, myself, I'm sitting at 1,566 victory points after finishing my map clearance. Notice how many diamonds I've spent already. If you saw the previous video where I had 14,000. So that's just to show you how much diamond costly this is. And of course, you don't have to spend that many. You're probably better than I am. I just fell a lot, so I kind of suck. But anyways, with 1566, I'm at global number 27. So we're still moving up a little bit. As far as global, I didn't even realize, but I moved up to number 5 in the United States, which is actually pretty sweet to know. And hopefully we can keep on climbing. We'll keep on trying. But I wanted to show some of these replays. It was really difficult on the previous video trying to play live. So this time I'm just going to show replays because I think it works better for me. Anyhow, I think the first base, Coronel Black. Did we beat Coronel Black in the last one? I think we did. So I'm just going to start from Come Back. This is a base with 7 ice statues. 3 of them boosted. It was still pretty difficult. I tried to use RZM, but I kept on failing, so I switched to Heavy Zuka instead. And actually it did work really well. I had to get rid of those 2 mines in the front there with an artillery. I really didn't want to because it cost me like 8 gunboat energy, but that thing, every time I started smoking my Zukas, they would just step on it. The heavies would deliberately walk around the mines for some reason, so those 2 mines actually killed a big chunk of my Zukas. And when you're smoking to the corner, you really need every single one of the Zukas actually, so that's why I had to get rid of those 2 mines. So 2 smokes at the end provide maximum coverage because they like to spread out once they get to the target. Reflare as soon as that first flare was running out. 1 heavy stepped out, but like I always said, cannot freak out. Reflare, go to the mortar, critters, and then 2 shocks. The priority was to, of course, shock the shot launcher and the rocket launcher in the front there. Throw a medkit, and I wasn't too sure and too keen on using this troop comp in the beginning. That's why I went in with heavy RZM because I thought that 1 rocket launcher in the front was going to target my Zukas every single time. But since RZM fell, I went in with Heavy Zuka anyways just to see what would happen, and it actually really didn't work. It would actually lock onto the heavies and not the Zukas. And look at all these Zukas just blasting down at HQ. Amazing. So 7 ice statues again, of course, only 3 of them boosted. But even if he had like an extra Guardian boosted, I think I could have still probably done it. Who knows? There was Come Back. And then Lullaby kind of spawned on my map, but this base we took down like 2 videos ago. Japanese base. I'm assuming he's Japanese because the letters are in Japanese. But he had no ice, so I just kind of went on and had fun with it. Just take down the shield generator itself. He does have 10 fully offensive boosted offensive statues in the back there. So break down the shield since I had enough gunboat energy. Plus the HQ was really close to the shore. So all I had to do was just lay my troops down. As always, 3 heavies in the front, 4 Zukas behind, and then just smoke them to the blind spot of that rocket launcher in the corner. It did get a little messy, but I didn't really care because I knew I was going to defeat him anyway, just because I am boosted and he was not. So I did lose a good chunk of Zukas to some of those buildings, but I knew even if I messed up, I was going to take him down, so, whatever. It's 2 extra victory points, so that works. I just showed it, very briefly. But it wasn't a tough base. Then we moved on to Came Back Eric. I did switch to TRM for this one base. Came Back Eric is actually 1 spot above me. Actually, now he's 1 spot below me because my victory points just went up a little bit. But he's number 28 and I'm 27 global. Cornered layup with a laser beam. He did raid my base a few days ago, so since then I kept on thinking, second he spawns on my map, I am going to raid him. He only has 3 boosted ice statues, which is really not that much. And for TRM, I use TRM of course because he had a laser beam. That's the only reason. But you can see how even I haven't put down any of my rifles yet. Those the tanks itself, they can actually take a few shots of those little cannons, so I wasn't too concerned. Of course, I had to make it a priority to take down the one shot launcher and the one boom cannon in front of the HQ because I didn't want to deal with it by the time my troops got there. Right there goes the rifles. I wanted to clear a few defenses first, and I also had a fair amount of gunboat energy. I did take down a few buildings, so just smoke them over. Not smoke, flare them over. Take down that one cannon. That big boom cannon was kind of making me a little nervous, so I had to throw some critters in there. But then I threw it on the worst spot, you know, next to those mines and in front of the flamethrower, which was kind of stupid. But anyways, I kind of panicked, I suppose. By then, the rifles did make their way in the front of the tanks, so I was a little more relieved. The tanks, of course, were able to take down the boom cannon with no problems. And then at this point, you kind of just let them do their own thing. I had like a little handful of rifles in there, and they actually did take all the shots from that big boom cannon in the middle there, which was great. As soon as the last rifle went down, that's when I put another pack of critters. There they go. And then, you know, the critters will just start distracting the boom cannon and the shot launcher, which was great. I was also saving shots. If you notice, I think I only threw one shot so far. So yeah, boom cannon goes down, and then I think we're going to start shocking very soon because the shot launcher already started targeting the tanks. So right there. TRM is actually pretty fun for corner bases in my opinion, so you should give it a try if you have the chance. Another shock, and I don't think we had much more to do. The tanks naturally took down the shot launcher, and after that they just started going straight to the HQ. And because I had so much boost and he only had 3 little eyes, you know, it was no problem. I didn't have to get concerned with that last boom cannon in the corner, and I threw 3 smokes to rub it in, because why not, right? Then we got an NPC, and I didn't really attack Danger's base here. I just drew a happy face on his base. We can just, here, a happy face, and then I made a nose with the flare. Then anyways, last 2 bases, switch back to RZCM. These 2 bases were center bases with double shield, 5 eye statues, 4 of them boosted. I did try TRM. You know, you saw how I had TRM for Kingback Eric before, but I just couldn't do it. The layouts didn't allow me to really get deep into the base, so I just switched to RZM. So take down the rocket launcher in the middle there with artillery barrage. I had to drop some critters behind that sniper tower because there were way too many mines. Let them take down 1 sniper tower in the front, and then start smoking them carefully. Actually, one of you guys, a viewer, was asking for smoking RZM videos, so I think this one will actually be a good one, because the next attack will also be a similar attack to this one. Reverse smokes at the end, and it's good to always have a couple of rifles with you know low health, so that way the medics will actually, you know, run up to the front of the line. If they're all healthy, the medics will actually trail behind and get killed. So critters to distract the shot launcher, and then shock the rocket launcher there. More critters. I didn't want that the shot launcher turning into my troops, and right from there the troops will just spread out. Oh, also, I think, yeah, I went in with 3 boats of Zukas and only 1 boat of medics. I tried it at first with only 2 boats of Zukas and 2 medics, but it just wasn't enough firepower to wear down the shield, especially not with those 2 mortars and rocket launchers shooting at you. So I needed to bring more Zukas, and you know, that was all I needed. So look at how many Zukas are still blasting at the HQ already. The group in the bottom here, they're starting to wrap around, which is excellent because they'll distract the shot launcher and the cannons. And they were also getting me some decent gun energy, so I can keep on shooting the shot launcher, mortar, and rocket launcher on the other side. Lots of Zukas in here, look at that. 1 extra boat of Zukas does make a big difference. I was holding my breath a little bit, though, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit nervous, but I knew I was gonna beat it. Halfway through the raid, you usually can get the sense whether you're gonna beat or not beat the base. So in this one, I was actually pretty confident once they came out of the smoke and started hitting everything. So felt pretty good about that. Then the last base was a very similar base, similar attack actually, but this one only had 4 ice statues rather than 5 on the previous one. Exact same thing. So take down the rocket launcher in the middle, it would need a second artillery shell. There it goes. And then one artillery shell on those mines there. I wanted to save critters this time. So there goes all the troops. And same, let the rifles step on those shock mines in the front first, and then let the Zukas take down a couple of those buildings in the front. Or I think we just did the cannon probably. Yeah, probably just the cannon. There goes the flare. Smoke carefully. And then, you know, just keep an eye to see where the troops are going to start weaving around. Right there. And then make sure they're all covered. One smoke and then a reverse smoke at the end. That's to protect the medics at the end. And look at the medics running up to the front of the line, because there were a couple of rifles who, you know, were damaged. One rifle's going to step out there. Again, do not freak out. Just let them be. Throw some critters and then shock the shot launcher. The medic should be able to heal the damage that that rocket launcher just did. So as soon as the first pack of critter dies, second pack of critters. And this one, I wasn't too happy that some of those troops were starting to walk backwards, but it was just one more building in there, and then after that they started going in the right direction, so it was fine. I did throw some more critters to distract, and same story. The troops will just start, you know, eating the base around, wrapping around the bottom, while the big amount of Zukas in the top will start shooting at the HQ. So because this one had one ice less than the previous one, this was a lot easier than the other one. But again, on this particular base, I also failed it with TRM. But look at how many troops I have. I don't think I barely lost any amount of troops. Ah, I love it. So there goes all the Zukas, a huge amount of Zukas just blasting at that HQ, coming down really fast, really furious. I was actually trying to save gunboat energies to, you know, rub it in at the end with a barrage, and you'll actually see it right about there. There it goes. So two really good takedowns with RZCM. You know, it's not my specialty. In fact, I suck with them, but you know, in this particular case, it actually worked out really well. So I was happy about that. And yeah, that put me at 1,566. I wish it was a 1,600 victory points. But anyways, we'll keep on pushing, hopefully, in the future. So hopefully you guys like these replays. Okay, guys? Until then, I'm Max115. I'll see you guys in the next push. Bye.